Hello, everyone who's already joined. So, we are live. We still have some time, so we'll wait for our audience. So, we are Harpreet here with us. So, we'll just wait a couple of more minutes and we'll see. And let's our more audience to join. Till the time, you can you can send your comment, you can send your messages over a chat. We are all here to answer your question till the time. Harpreet, you are all excited as well.
Yeah, really good conversation. I can't wait for this.
Of course, of course. And I think that our audience will be also equally excited for this one as well. I am truly very excited when I have started onboarding to you as well for this, beautiful conversation. This is like women
Yeah,
talking to us. Yeah, together. All right. We still have 1 more minute. So if you can post anything you want to ask, in a comment section as well. So we'll just wait 1 more minutes.
amazing.
Oh, by the way, nice background.
Ah, thank you.
All right, all right. All right, it's all time as well. I would like to say that hello, Trailblazers. Welcome to Blazer Brews, where we mix Salesforce ideas, strong feelings with strong with our strong coffee as well. And here we are here to talk about more community conversation, story, because what I believe that story can change the life. Let me just give a recap what we did in our first episode. So in our first episode, we had an amazing face of Africa, Ohana, Mr. Thank God, and we have learned a beautiful story. We have seen that how Salesforce has changed his life, the challenges he has faced, and how he has overcome those challenges. And with the help of community, and that I truly believe that community is nothing but our second home as well. Now, diving deeper with the same energy, I'm your host Ankita, and today's session is really special for me. Why? Because we will be going to talk about the women who lead and develop the community. So, and join me today an incredible leader, community builder, and someone who truly believes that what it means to lift others while rising. So here we are, Harpreet Dulai.
Thank you,
So hi,
Ankita.
hi Harpreet, how are you?
Hi. Yeah, good, thank you. Really excited for this conversation.
Okay, yeah, I am truly excited as well. All right, so what I believe that every leaders has a story before the spotlight. I
Yeah.
want to hear from you that what is your story?
Yeah, of course. I think you know what I actually want to start with? What I want to start with is reframing leadership. Because a lot of times we associate leadership with titles, managing large teams, like working at the Big Four, for instance, or holding really executive roles. But leadership isn't a designation, it's a mindset. And I think that's what I really want to focus on today. It's the ability to fix problems instead of complaining about them, choosing growth over comfort, and seeing opportunities where others see obstacles, because leadership can look like building a team, but it can also look like running a household, supporting your family, or even being a person others rely on it, like during uncertain times. So I just want to say that in many ways, we're all leading in our career, in our homes, in our communities. So I just wanted to start off by saying that I think it's time that we debunk the stereotype, and view of leadership and recognize that it's in everyday forms. So I really wanted to just start with that. But going on to your initial question around what it looked like before leadership for me. And I want to take you back a few decades to when I was a child. As my parents like to remind me, I was a very demanding and slightly bossy child.
Yes.
And so over time, it just looked like strong opinions. But looking back, it, it was probably an early sign of leadership energy, just unrefined. So, before I got into tech, I worked in hospitality. And when I worked in hospitality in my late teens, early 20s, I progressed into becoming a team leader. But not because it was just handed to me, but because I did the shift work, the times that nobody else wanted to work. I made myself visible. I stayed curious. I asked managers to show me around processes that I genuinely wanted to understand where and how things worked. So that mindset of curiosity, visibility, work ethic has really stayed with me from that, and it's just transitioned into tech. So after university, I went into my first tech role, and that followed a similar path to the hospitality role where I showed up, I did the work, I did the work that nobody else really wanted to volunteer for, and became a shift lead. And then I decided to make a career change into the Salesforce ecosystem. And from that career change, I actually started to become an individual contributor. And I felt comfortable in it because it was an avenue I hadn't ever explored before. So I thought, you know what, let me just sit in it, let me understand it for myself. Um, and so I just had the responsibility of my work, and it actually felt safe. Um, But as I mentioned earlier, that bossy personality was still there somewhere. So as I grew into the ecosystem, I was actually challenged. So I was asked whether I'd consider moving into a management role, because my ability to work with people and build strong teams was quite apparent. So as a individual contributor, I was quite comfortable, but actually what I did, I just stepped outside my comfort zone. I took that leap, and I haven't looked back since. I absolutely love being kind of that prominent role. I think what I've learned is that it isn't about directing people, but it's about creating the space. And so I think what's really rewarding for me since moving into that leadership role, you would say, in terms of title and career, is watching people grow into something they thought they couldn't just by simply giving them the space. So I don't feel like I do things for teams. I feel like I create the conditions, give them the space. Because when someone's micromanaged into a path, it never feels like it's truly theirs. So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for me. I hope that answers it.
Yes. And it is really inspiring. The two takeaways from here, from your story, which I can correlate with. Everyone have to step out from their comfort zone.
Yeah,
We cannot just say like this that okay, I'm sitting here in my place comfortably and the
yeah,
success will eventually come to me. No. You have to go out. You have to, stretch out from your comfort zone, think about that what is the problem and ask about the solution. We cannot be a crybaby all the
yeah.
time, right? So, yes, Harpreet, that is such an inspiring things which you have said. So, moving on, before making any decision, we have given a lot of thoughts as well whether I have to do this or not, whether this is like the decision which I'm about to take, it eventually grow the way I am planning. All the things I keep having in our like, keep buzzing us all the time. But one day we decide that no, I have to do this. So, what is your I can do this moment?
Um, that's quite funny. I don't think I've ever had like one big aha moment to say suddenly and thought, you know what, I can do this. Let me do this. I think it's just been for me micro steps. I think each role, even as I explained, going back from childhood through to teenage and into my 20s, 30s, it's always been the micro steps. Like, even as a child, I would volunteer to be a narrator of school plays. And I didn't think it was confidence building at the time. I just enjoyed doing it. And then later in the Salesforce ecosystem, as a consultant, I found myself leading workshops, training end users, standing in front of big groups, and realized that actually I was quite comfortable in that space because I enjoyed it as a child. So it was kind of that muscle that grew over time.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it isn't one defining moment. I would say small repeated moments of going slightly outside my comfort zone. You can see where that theme is coming, and carrying that experience forward. So even though it wasn't a work experience as a child, it was still building the muscle of talking to large groups or leading discussions by being a narrator. So it was kind of reformed as I grew into different roles. So just to, I guess, come back to that, there wasn't one breakthrough moment. I would say there's 100 small ones because confidence doesn't come before action. It comes because of it.
That's nice. That's 100% sure because you have to keep trying and then you keep
Yeah,
challenging yourself. That's what you know. That, okay, I did
exactly.
this is wrong. That doesn't mean that I have to stop there, that you have learned from that past experience and this is how we grow
Precisely.
eventually, right?
Yeah, I saw a really good acronym for FAIL. It was first attempt in learning. And so
Yes.
it's actually reframing that to say, you know what, it's not a failure, it's just because I didn't know that at the time.
That's right. That's right. So, being a leader, we have to take sometime a very strong decision as well.
Yeah.
Eventually, since we are a woman, we also rethink about those decision which we have taken, and emotionally we also think sometimes whether this decision have taken is like good for these people or not, whether like any emotional attachment you have also felt sometime. So have you ever felt any self-doubt on the decision which you have taken as a leadership?
All the time, Ankita, all the time, even now. I think the more experience I gain, the more I realize there's something new to learn. There's always you learn. It's like a game, like Mario, for instance. You become an expert at that level, and then you go to the next round. You're like, I don't know what to do. So then you just learn and grow, and then naturally that becomes that brings moments of self doubt, right? Because it's something new. But I think just going back to that game analogy, what I've learned and how I've learned to manage it is actually gamify it in my head. So when I recognize that I'm feeling those feelings of self doubt or imposter syndrome, as people call it, it's actually going, okay, I acknowledge that I'm doubting myself here because it's something new. But then I lean into the curiosity. So it's actually going, okay, Harpreet, this is new. We haven't been here before, but you know what? Let's see. Let's see what we can learn from this. And so I found the more you do something that feels uncomfortable, the thing that stretches you outside your comfort zone, the quieter the self doubt becomes. And so throughout that process, I think that's helped, but also reading books where other women have also kind of shared their experience of it makes it feel like you're not alone. And I think that's why it's great to have these kind of conversations. Um, and so through all of that, I'd say now I've arced to the point where I've stopped asking if I do I belong here and start asking how I can contribute. Because again, it's all that reframing and it's just going, I don't know this yet, but I'll learn it.
Yes. So we definitely have to learn either from the past. And I also truly believe that a story can change their life. And this is the whole
Yeah.
intention that I wanted to bring all this inspiring story in this place so that people will think that no, we are not alone. This is not something that's experienced which I am feeling it. This
Yeah.
is common as a human. But how do we navigate ourselves with any obstacle which is coming up. So,
Yeah.
yeah, the story can definitely change a life. And thank you that you are also sharing all this, like, problem area, your learnings as well. Okay, so in that note, moving forward, the world is moving very faster. The technology is growing and evolving a lot. What do you think that being a women leader, what uniquely we can do to contribute towards the leadership and this ecosystem?
Mm. As in how women can uniquely contribute?
Yeah, as women, how women can uniquely contribute.
Yeah, I think women and other underrepresented groups in this industry, for instance, often I think they like to lead the way that they wish they had been led. So, from my experience, that means balancing emotional intelligence with execution. I think that's a really big thing since COVID. I think psychological safety is massive in the workplace. And so it's not just about hitting targets, but it's about understanding people, understanding what their next stage is, and actually helping them through that arc. Um, and it's giving team members again that space to bring their own style and personality to the role rather than feeling like they need to fit into a predefined mold. So I think that's the biggest thing. I think that we as women or individuals can really contribute in leadership.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we have to also, since we are growing, we also have to give the platform to other to showcase their skills. So
Yeah,
this is how a leadership quality is, right? This is how we grow together. And I
yeah,
also truly believe that we cannot just grow by ourselves. Like we also have to look into our team, that how we can grow together, and eventually that we can help others also to
yeah.
grow once we
Ex-
are in certain stage, right?
Exactly, and you hear it many times. It takes a village, right? It's not just your manager or your leadership team that help you grow. It's the communities that you've got around you. It's the family, and so I think it's just a collective input.
Mm-hmm. Totally, totally. I totally align with what you're saying as well. And the my next question is, like, I want to understand, because they're in this world of internet, we have a lot of learning materials you can learn from. We can even learn from each other. We can learn from the stories. We can learn from internet with the AI tools. Everything we are available here. A lot of learning materials as well. And the world is going very faster. The technology is moving and evolving very fast. And sometime it happen that we have to unlearn something, you know in order to learn the something which help you for your leadership as well. Have you ever
Hmm.
experienced, or have you unlearned something in order to learn new things which eventually help you in your leadership behavior?
Absolutely. I think if you're not growing, then like as you grow, you unlearn something that you were probably doing. So I'd say I have had those scenarios. I think more than I can count. Early in my career, I think I believed that asking for help was a sign of weakness. And so I thought that being busy meant that it was a greater impact, or overworking myself was to prove my worth and show commitment and capability. So I think as I've become more experienced, as I've grown older, I think I realized that leadership or isn't about how busy you are or how many hours you work. It's about the clarity and the focus that you're bringing to your role. And it's understanding what your role truly requires, and delivering fully and exceptionally on based on that role. I'm not sure if you saw it when it came out, but Zara did a podcast, I think a couple of years ago, the Diversity Seminar podcast. So Zara, the
Okay.
CEO, the Salesforce for Salesforce UK and I,
Mhm.
spoke about the currency of success, and how she challenges her team. And she basically says to them, did you identify the most important thing about your role? And did you align yourself to that? And that's definitely stayed with me because sometimes or most days we fill our time doing everything except the thing that actually matters the most. So when you identify that the core value of your role, then you can be consistent and show greater impact. And so that's the thing that I've had to unlearn and relearn over time is actually it's not about being visibly busy, but it's actually showing meaningful contribution.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're focused on the execution, when you've got the focus on the right work, the value becomes clear. So I would say that helps for then your leadership to advocate for you, to amplify your contributions, to open up more doors, and really be that sponsorship for you within the business or the industry. So yeah, that would be my thing. Don't prove your worth by doing more. Prove it by what matters.
Of course, when you evolve, your role changes, you started learning that what you have did, okay, you don't have to be too much hyper when you are there in like, in the different role, you can
Yeah,
solve it a different way. There is something is called in Hindi is called as parivartan his prakriti ka niyam hai, which means that the nature itself is like, believe in keep evolving and keep learning.
yeah,
So we definitely have to leave something back in order to move forward, right?
precisely.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. Now, one thing I would like to understand that so what I believe that community is more than just an event posting over that social media.
Yeah.
For me, community is more like a family, a place where we
Mm,
talk freely and then get the ideas from the others as well, where the place where people will come together, help each other, whatever
yeah.
they like, how much they want to. What do you think that for you, what is community truly mean?
Oh, for me, I'd say it's a bunch of things. So I'll list them out. Belonging, shared growth, collective elevation, as you mentioned, celebrating wins, shared wins, visibility, access, um, and actually building, well, especially building a community, but being in rooms where you feel seen, heard, and valued. So, like you said, it's not about the posts, it's not about the reactions, but it's actually about building or supporting future leaders. And I don't think we quite see that when we're just joining communities because we're around like-minded or like-hearted people. But it's actually having a space where it's not just about participation, but it's about the having the opportunity for shared and not guarded spaces. So I think true community is intentional. It's about lifting as you climb, opening doors as you walk through them, and making sure that the table gets bigger, not more exclusive.
Okay.
So for me, the people around me and growing and supporting me is just all around. Um, yeah, I think it's just all around like the confidence, the capability, and the courage. Because again, I said it earlier, it takes a village. So when you feel like you have that village behind you, everything's possible.
Yeah, you feel that you are not alone. Whenever you have you
Exactly.
know the right audience
Yeah,
who will not judge you regardless of anything, and then you will get a right support on a right time, right? So
exactly.
definitely. Mm-hmm.
And you get to choose the community. So as if they're aligned to your values, you get to choose to enter in those spaces. And also with Punjabi Force, as Cam and I have created it, we were really intentional with those values because we also know that that's what will drive people to come and participate, and that's what we're trying to create, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay, so since you are representing Punjabi Force as well, you founded it with a very beautiful intention as well. Would you like to just little bit give an idea about what exactly it is, what how exactly you have started this, the community as well, a little idea about the Punjabi Force to our audience.
Yeah, of course, I'd love to. So, Punjabi Force was founded, I want to say, end of last year, around October, November time. And Cam and I founded it purely based off all of the community, Salesforce communities that we saw in the UK. So it is predominantly a UK community group. And I was looking around and I was like, wouldn't this be great if we could uplift one another from a cultural aspect? And so we started to really come together and think about, okay, so both of us are Punjabi. We are really strong in the values of sharing, uplifting, serving, and supporting. So we really try to create that space, not only for Salesforce, but for tech in general. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just a place where, as I said before, people can come. They have open access to individuals that are also supporting us. So, from career aspects, personal journeys, personal coaching, it's all just combining everybody's individual community requirements into one. And so we've launched some in-person events in London. We had one recently around careers. And so our next one will be more tech focused, but it actually gives us a space where we can control it. So we can control, as you're very aware, we can control what the audience wants. If the audience wants to hear about a certain aspect within tech, we can go and serve that. If we want to create a space where we talk about uplifting one another in careers and advancements, we can create that. So I think that was the real intention with this community, is we have control over what the followers want.
Wow, amazing. And I cannot wait to see what else you are bringing here. I mean, there are a lot of exciting things I think about to come, and then
Yeah.
and we have to all stay tuned to see that. Now, for you, Harpreet, is it a time for rapid fire? I
Ooh.
know you know the rules as well, so you have to be very quick, okay?
Okay.
All right. So on the count of three, one, two, three. So the first question is community for you in just one word.
Belonging.
All right. Coffee or chai? I could add long drive as well, but this is not a proper channel. But okay, what do you like? Coffee or chai?
Coffee. Black coffee.
Of course, of course. So you are the espresso kind of person.
Yeah. No, I'd say Americano. I need water.
Oh, okay. All right. So a book every aspiring leader should read.
The Secret Thoughts of
Mm-hmm.
Successful Women,
Mm-hmm.
but any Brene Brown books. She's amazing.
Okay, noted. I'll also have a look on those books and the suggestions. Oh, it's very much helpful for me as well. All right. So, are you the early morning productivity or the late night hustle?
Morning for sure. I like to wake up before my day starts on meetings
Mm-hmm.
and actually have that time for myself and kind of be intentional and think about the day ahead whilst the
Okay.
whole world is still
Mhm.
sleeping.
Of course, and one of the whole world people are me also. I cannot wake up early in the morning, so yeah. All right. So one Salesforce superpower you love to have.
Ooh, do I have options that I can choose?
Anything. You just say that. Okay, I just wanted to have maybe.
Um, Maybe
So
this might be.
Salesforces keep evolving, keep developing. Every 3 months, it comes with a new release, exciting. You know. So anything like coming in your mind.
Hmm, thinking.
It's a rapid fire.
Yeah, I know. Let's say Agent Force.
Ah, okay. And what you like about Agent Force, like, it is a kind of genie.
You know what? It really helps productivity, and
Of
it
course.
really helps people be more intentional with their day jobs and their role. So it comes back to the question around being intentional with your role and your responsibilities.
Of course, of course. So we have, since world is moving towards the agentic AI, and we, as a all the listener, I want to say that we also have to start learning AI as well
Yeah.
and started adopting it. It's not just a learning. How wisely you are using those newly technology like AI, that is also important. So before you are using something, that's also go and read that how wisely you can use those things, right? Also, okay. So couple of questions like I can see here. So one of our
Mm.
questions I'm picking up from one of our women who's saying that what is the biggest challenge that aspiring leader may face today? What do you think?
I think it comes back to the AI point.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you aren't moving with the times and you aren't learning
Mm-hmm.
and being a student of AI, I think you could potentially be left compared behind compared to leaders which are being proactive, are learning about it. And I think the biggest thing is don't have an ego based on something you don't know. Lean into that curiosity.
True, true. What's the daily habit help you to grow as a leader? Because as you mentioned that this is leadership is not something like it's a growth like one day. You just open it,
Mm-mm.
like wake up in the morning and then say that, okay, I wanted to be a leader. Just give me what I have to do, right?
Yeah.
It is eventually a habit. So what do you think that?
Daily habits. I would say look after yourself
Of course.
because whether that's getting fresh air, going for a run, an exercise plan, I think you are a better and a more intentional leader if you are calmer and peacer within yourself.
Mhm. Wow, that's wisely said. Okay, so thank you so much, Harpreet.
Oh,
Your
thank you.
presence as actually is like remarkable. You said that people are very inspiring and they'll definitely go and read those books, and then you started adopting their daily habits. And I would truly say that thank you so much to take out your time for this powerful conversations. All right. But let me ask you one thing.
Hmm.
How all my listener, if they wanted to reach out to you, what is the right channel? How they can reach out to you?
Reach out to me on LinkedIn.
All right.
Yeah,
Of
I'm
course.
on LinkedIn, so connect with me and yeah, send me a message.
All right, sure. We'll definitely reach out to you. Need to know that how, like, what next is coming to your Punjabi post, what next you are doing in your leadership career. And thank you so much. This is Blazer Brew, where we brew the cool
Thank
conversation with
you.
Bold Trailblazer. Because hashtag refreshing stories, changing lives. This is what I truly believe that I'm your host, Ankita, signing off for the day. Thank you,
Thank
Harpreet.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.